Will, we're having another conversation after a game with 5 points coming home. Could you just give me your overall on the performance again?
Really good, really pleased. We spoke after the game about the importance of building momentum, building confidence and playing good rugby. So this week's game against Belsize Park was similar to last week. You know, it was scrapping it through the first half, keeping our noses out in front, playing into the wind, another strong wind. And then second half they came alive again and scored some beautiful tries. You know, lots of compliments from the opposition about the style of rugby that we're playing. And that's what we're working towards. You know, coming into March, we really want to start hitting our straps and playing some really, really good attacking rugby when we go against the bigger teams like Eton Manor and Sudbury.
The forward pack put their stamp, their authority in the game. I mean, with the first scrum winning that penalty. Yeah. Couldn't you comment on the pack and how well they performed today?
Yeah, look, we've been doing a bit of work behind the scenes, particularly on the scrum at this stage. And obviously it's paying dividends. The scrum last week and the scrum this week was really strong. Lots of scrum penalties, which is fantastic to play off. So we're going to keep working on that. We've got another guest coach session coming up in a couple of weeks where we'll look more at the scrum and the maul, so we can start bringing the maul into the game. Some good mauling today. So yeah, they're really responding well to the extra coaching that they're getting, which is fantastic because, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, set piece is so important, and sometimes it can be sort of seen as the boring part of the game, but at the end of the day, it's when you win the ball. So, you know, you need a strong scrum, you need a strong line out, you need to be able to deal with restarts really well. So that's, for me, the foundation. You
mentioned winning penalties. It came across as a spectator today that we weren't conceding as many ourselves.
Yeah.
Is that something you've been working on in the week, and is that something you've noticed from the players?
Yeah, I think control's been a big word. I think, you know, particularly when we're dominant, there is absolutely no reason we should be giving away penalties. A lot of the penalties are us being a bit over exuberant and going for jackals at breakdowns that aren't on, and you know, being a bit lazy and not rolling away after a tackle and things like that. And there's no reason for that. So the conversation is just stay on your feet, be patient, okay, make the tackles and make the tackles well. And if we do that 4, 5, 6 times in a row, okay, the opposition are either going to make a mistake or they're going to kick the ball away. So there's no need to push it, and that's the conversation we're having. And I think a lot of our penalties and our discipline issues have been around us sort of pushing it a little bit too much at the breakdown, or being a little bit lazy, not rolling away and getting caught offside.
It was a brilliant performance today from both the forwards and the backs. Could you just pick out a couple of names for me of people who really stood out for you with today's performance?
Yeah, I mean, quite a few guys played well today. I thought Danny Barber, you know, he carried the ball really hard, scored a lovely try. I mean, not many tight head props going to score tries like that, so that was pretty special for him. You know, when Gregors came on, his scrummaging is amazingly good at the moment. Obviously he's coming off the bench because he's carrying a few niggles, but when he comes on he makes a real impact at scrum time. Lovely to see Will Buchanan get his first try of the season. You know, as a young kid, 18, 19, fairly new to the game, but just growing week by week, you know, really cementing himself into that back row. Batesy, back from skiing and COVID, you know, again, massive impact. Mike Dunnett, man of the match. You know, I just think he's just really busy around the park, getting involved, lots of line breaks, you know, just ball of energy. But not only that, his chat on the field is what, you know, he's always talking, he's always motivating, he's always driving. We spoke after the game about, you know, coming to March, we need to start driving, the players need to start driving themselves, because in those big games when the pressure's on and it's tight, you know, it's the players that push each other through that rather than looking to the sideline for the coaches. So I thought the back line had, you know, across the board in the back line they all had a good game. It was you know, Charlie's fizz at 9 is always there. We're going to do a bit of work on how we could have potentially scored a few more tries if we'd have mixed things up a little bit, run a bit straighter, run some switches. You know, we were a bit predictable in the backs. So yeah, I thought the forwards really stood up today, and the backs scored some nice tries, but I think the backs probably, looking back on the video game, we could have done more.
Away from the pitch, you mentioned Michael Dunnett, of course. It was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Got some celebrations coming tonight. Are you going to be joining in yourself?
No, not tonight. I'm driving home, so we're in the middle of London, and the boys caught the train in, so they're going to have a great trip home, I'm sure. A few of them are staying in town for some cold beers, but I put my hand up to drive the kit home, so I'm being the responsible adult. I'm going to go and watch the Ireland-France game and have a feed with the boys, but no, beer or two, and then I'll be heading home.
Who's your shout for the game? It's a close one after last week.
It's going to be really close, but I'm going to go with the Irish.
Fantastic. Yeah. Cheers, Will.
Thanks, mate.